Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright guys, check it out. Behind me, I got a 2000 Isuzu Rodeo and the customer's complaint is brakes squeal. Every time they step on the brakes, it squeals. So we're going to check that out, see what's going on, and try to fix it. Coming up on Astral Auto Repairs. This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do, let's pull this forward and backwards and see if we can hear the noise and try to determine where it's coming from. Sometimes it's difficult to determine a noise, especially a brake noise, inside the vehicle. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go backwards and forwards, and Sylvia is going to be outside with the camera with you guys and try to figure out if it's coming from the fronts or the backs. All right? We'll be right back.
It sounds like it's coming from the back. Yeah, it's the back.
Back?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to pull this up on the concrete, and we're going to pull off the back wheels. We'll be right back. All right, guys, first things first. Safety is number one. And as you can see, I got the hydraulic jack up under the rear differential, jacked it up, and jack stands on each side of the axle. Then I lowered it down just to rest on it. That is great. Now, I'm on concrete, so I don't need a base. If you're on grass or rocks or anything soft, you definitely going to need a base for the jack stands, or they will sink into the ground.
It's all about the base.
Oh boy, here you go, Sevi. Alright guys, our tires are held on by 19mm or 3/4 inch lug nuts. Go with the 19. 19 is just a tad bit bigger than the 3/4, and they fit a lot better. So I'm using a shallow 19mm shallow socket. I said shallow 2 times. 1/2 inch drive with a 1.5 inch 1/2 inch extension. So we're gonna go ahead and let's take off both tires. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the tires off. The neck. The heck is that?
What? What is that supposed to be?
I have no idea what the heck that's supposed to be. Dang it. Alright, let's try to get this. Okay, sometimes you will get a stuck drum. And this is the easy way of getting off. Sometimes the drums will have 2 little threaded holes on each opposite sides of the drum. And what you do is take a bolt and you put them in there. And as you tighten it up, it pulls the drum off. This one, of course, don't have it. But it's no problem. So you want to take your hammer and you want to hit just around the outside. It might take 1 or 2 hits, might take a few more, don't know. But what the heck is that? So
Jeez. That's a lot of dust coming out of there.
okay, now that's a lot of dust, guys. Look at, let me go scrape this thing off. Now I put it on the side right now. Dang it. All right. We're looking at the brakes. The brakes are still got some thread on, but this right here is really thin. It's definitely gonna need some brake pads, brake shoes. So that sucks. But that's not what our squeal was coming from. And you might want to notice this also, because you do not want a shop to rip you off. All this brake dust that came out of here, that's exactly where that squeal is coming from. Believe it or not, the brake dust is actually what's causing this squeal. Now, a lot of times your brake shoes will be like brand new and a shop will charge you for a brake job, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, everything good now. But no, it's not. Only thing to do is clean it up and send you on your merry way. But these are definitely going to need to be changed. So let's get us let's call up Fisher, see if they got some in stock, and then we're going to get a pan up under here so we can clean this off before we start, because you definitely don't want to breathe this stuff in. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, get you some brake parts cleaner, and you want to clean all this dust out of here first. So we're going to stand back and clean it up. That way you don't breathe in none of that stuff. And don't be cheesy with this stuff. Use it. Alright, put that down. Now the next tools you're gonna need, the next thing you're gonna need is this right here. It's a special tool to take off these clips right here. Now, a lot of times, a lot of you guys, especially the DIYers, will not have anything like this. I'm gonna show you another way of doing this just in case. First of all, there's two sides, a small end and a big end. And what it does is, you know what, let's take off the springs first before this thing snaps in all place. Alright, let's do that first. Grab your pair of needle nose vice grips, or you can use a pair of pliers. I like vice grips so it can hold on to the springs a lot better. So you want to grab onto the spring, and you're going to pull it back and out of that slot right there. And then it unhooks right there. Now, just so you can keep a reference of how all this goes back together, you set that down right there, so we know that's the spring that goes on the top. Now we got one on the top also, but I'm not worried about that one yet. Next thing you do, got this little ball right here, this little bracket. Just pop that out. Just put that, and if you want, you could take the spring and put it just like that. Alright, next thing we're gonna do is take out the adjuster right here. So we're gonna just pull this. Oh yeah, that's right. We can still got. Now we gotta take these out. All right. So we're gonna take this. There's the small end, which won't go over there. Then it's the big end. And what you want to do, there's a pin. This is the head of the pin right here, and it goes all the way through to the back. There's a flat side. So you just want to reach your hand back here, put your finger over it so you don't spin that pin. Now this right here, you're just gonna push it in. Push that ring in, you're going to compress that spring, and then you're going to turn it clockwise or counterclockwise 90 degrees. Now if you can see right inside there, you're going to see it's a cross. This side of the cross is open and that side is closed. That closed side is what's holding that clip in. And then when I turn it 90 degrees either way, it's going to be on the open side and pop right out. So we're going to go in there, push it in, turn it 90 degrees, take it out. And let me show you what I mean. And what I'll do is I'll take this out at the same time too. So this is the pin I was telling you about. It goes back through the backing plate. Then the spring goes on. And you see the top of this looks like an arrowhead. And the ring, it's like I said, is a cross, but one side is open and the other side is closed. So what happens is you push this in against the spring, push it in, and then you turn it 90 degrees either way, and then when you let it go, the spring is going to push that and lock that into place just like that. So we did that. Let's put the spring down. Let's put this back in here. Now, like I said, a lot of times you guys will not have this. So what you want to do is grab you a pair of pliers and use the big end, hold it back, and it's good because the pliers has ridges in it, so you'll be able to grab that thing perfectly and do the same thing. So you don't really need the tool. All right, so now that we got that off, I should have just took off one, but we got two of them off. Okay, now we can back this up, take our adjuster out, and while we got our adjuster out, we're going to turn that all the way in till it's closed. Now, what does the adjuster do? I'm about to show you that in 1 minute, but let's get this out. And pay attention to that spring up under there. It goes in that hole right there. So we know that one's gonna go right there. And then at the bottom there is a spring. I'll show you a quick way of getting this one out. You got this spring that goes all across here. And then the bottom of the brake shoe is held on, is in place by this assembly right here. So what you want to do is just pull back on this brake shoe, and let it go in like that. Come apart, set that down there like that. Take notice of where the spring is, just like that. And let that drop down. Then let's put the spring right back into place where it was. Now, what does the adjuster do? Here's your wheel cylinder. We're gonna push this in. When you step on your brakes, brake fluid comes through here and push these open. It push the brake shoes out, up against the drum, and stop it. Now, sometimes the brake shoes will eventually wear out. So now there's a big distance. We'll use this right here. So now there's going to be a big gap between there because the brake shoes wore out. So when you step on your brakes, them wheel cylinders come out, it's got a long way to go before it contacts the drum and stops. So what you need to do is adjust the brakes. So what this adjuster does is sets right there between both brake shoes, and then you can sit there and bring that ring out to adjust it. So every time you open that up, it brings that brake shoe out more and more. So now when you step on the brakes, it's right there. Alright, because if your brake's not adjusting right, your brake pedal can go to the floor and you're going to say it's a master cylinder or something like that. The shop is going to rip you off, and it's not. The only thing it is your adjuster being bad. Alright, so set that down there and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this next part is probably the hardest part about doing these brakes. Hate this part. Here's your emergency brake lever that's going to your brake shoe. You have to take off that horseshoe clip right there. Sometimes them clips are a pain to get off. What I like to do, I like to take a flat screwdriver and I try to wedge it between there just like that, just to get it open enough. That's not going to work all the way. Then take a pair of pliers, and what you want to do is one end of the pliers will grab on the outside of that pin around there, and the other end will grab right there, and then you squeeze it. So I go like this, and then I try to squeeze it. And as I'm squeezing it, I'm hoping sometimes that thing, it opens up, and it is starting to work that way. There we go. Now you don't have to take it completely off. Once you get it open like this, push it back forward, and sometimes it'll come right off of there. Just like that. Then you got your wavy washer, and it comes right off. So leave it just like that. Now get your new brake shoes, and we're going to start putting that back on first. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got our new brake shoe. Match it up, everything looks identical. Let's take this one out. Okay, let's put this on there, just like that. Then take our little wavy washer. And then, let's put this on. Okay, now the part, this thing is gonna give me a hard time. While you're holding it in place like that, take your pliers and you're gonna take those two ends of the horseshoe and you're going to start squeezing them together, and it's going to automatically grab and hold that pin into place. Perfect. Perfect, guys. That was great. Now, the next thing you want to do is the 007. Get you some Q-tip. Get you a Q-tip. Get you some lithium. Damn, we need some lithium grease over here.
Get you some.
Now, when you step on your brakes, these brake shoes go in and out, hitting up against this backing plate. So what you want to do here is like, you know what? Let's get a little rag and wipe these contact points off. Be right back. All right, let's get a rag, and you're gonna have 6 contact points. 1, 2, 3, and then over here, 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna do the 007. Grab your Q-tip, get you some lithium grease, and you want to put it on each of those points. So now, when those brake shoes open up, you don't hear no squealing noise. You got that nice and perfect. All right, let's get that on, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got that on. Let's do our rear shoe first. Gonna put it on. Now your wheel cylinder has slots in it. One on this side and one on this side. That's so that brake shoe will go right there just like that. And then in the bottom, you want to make sure you put this one over here, on this side, right here. So we're gonna put it on, put it behind that plate right there, bring it to the backing plate, and you're gonna reach in the back and grab that little pin. And now my finger is moving it around, you can see just like that. And now we're gonna put the spring on, and then we're gonna hold that washer right in place, and we'll try to look to see where it's lined up. There it is, right there. Now let's try this with the pliers. You know what? I'll tell you what, guys. Let's get this on there just like that. Do not use vice grips, because vice grips will bend that ring, and then you're going to be in a world of trouble. Where is it at? 90 degrees, and it's into place. Now you notice down here I made a mistake, and that brake shoe is sticking on the outside of that. That is quite all right. Only thing you have to do is pull it back and bring it forward again. That's it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, next we're going to do, we got our front shoe to go and put on. Now, before we do that, we got our spring down here. And what I did was just brung this, I brung this one back out in the front, because make it a lot easier for this spring. Now, this spring right here is going to have a short side and then a longer side. The longer side, make sure it's going to the back. And what you're going to do, take the longer side, hook it up into the back hole. You're going to see this little thing right here. We'll set up. Hook it to the back hole. Leave it like that. Take your front shoe. You're going to have the same 3 holes right there. Hook it up to the front one. Like that. Bring it around. Put your pin in place. Now, you're going to go down here and push the shoe back around just like that, behind that plate. Now we got that set up. Let's take our spring and all, and this time I'm going to hold it in place, and I'm going to use the tool. Push it in, and you can turn it counterclockwise or clockwise 90 degrees. Okay, that is in place. Now what you're going to do is now we're going to push this one back out, pull it out, and push it behind that right there. The bottom is definitely set. Now let's get ready to put our top together. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is put it in our little bitty spring. The little bitty one. Alright, now what we're going to do, now this spring goes in the back. So what you want to do is put the spring in the back, and it's going to go to this hole way over here, just like that. And then the other one is going to go into the first hole right there. And in this way, you might want to go ahead and use your needle nose and just hook that in just like that. Perfect, guys. Now the next thing we're going to do is put our adjuster in. So let's close this up first. Now you're going to notice that the adjuster is going to have a big open end and a little end. That big end is going to hold on, is going to go around the emergency brake shoe, and the brake shoe itself is going to go in just like that. Alright, now once you got that going on, what you want to do here is hold this in place, back this shoe up, push this in, and let it line up just like that. Guys, you are doing a great job at this, man. Look at this, man. This is good. I'm good. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is our adjusting arm. Now, this adjusting arm going to have a little hook right there. It's going to hook right onto that pin. And at the same time, this part right here is going to slide into that groove right there. So it's going to go just like this and into place. Whoops. What the heck, man? That's when you're supposed to slide in there. That's no problem. That's no problem whatsoever. What you want to do is get your, might have to get some pliers or something, and squeeze that in there. Oops. Man, what's up with these brake shoes? I got no kind of. Tell you what, you know what? Watch, it fits there perfectly. Of course it does. Dang it, man. Are you kidding me? Holy cow, this thing. Alright, we're gonna have two ways of doing this, guys. One, take this all apart and put that together. Crummy brakes, man. This is some crummy brakes. So either take this apart, pop this pin out, and put that one in, or I don't see how we're gonna clean that out.
If you put a little piece on, can you do that?
No, it's just that they made that pin wider in there. These guys are asking, Tim, where'd you get them brakes from? I should tell them.
We'll say this, fish it in, have them in stock.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's a good way of putting it, Sevy. This sucks. Man, this sucks. So you tell me we gotta take this apart and put that. Okay, guys, let's walk over here and look at the. Oops, y'all didn't meant to see that.
Yeah.
This is some. Look at that, both of them, same way. It won't even go on it. That's what you get. You get what you pay for. Alright, so we gotta now take this back apart. So we can change the pin out of here to there.
Can't you grind that a little?
This bracket? This
Yeah.
right here? Yeah, you can, but I mean, really, should we have to?
No, but I figure it'd be easier than having to take that whole thing apart.
It would be, but what if later down the road somebody else changed the brakes and they get some good brake pads and this thing is wobbling all around in there because we grinded it out. So we can't do that. Oh man, ain't no use in complaining, right? Just go ahead and I just put the horseshoe clip on it. Everything came out perfect. Everything came out perfect with that. I'm just going to do this to me.
Well, you know.
Bogus! Alright guys, let me get this off and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get this changed. First thing you're going to need is a brass hammer, something, it don't matter, this one. Now, taking these out, what you want to do is don't hit it like this up against something because you can bend this plate and then it's going to just mess this shoe up. So what you want to do is get you a socket or something, put it up under it, and you notice the bigger end is on this side, so it comes out like that. So get you a socket, put it up there like that, knock it right out. Keep it just like that as a reference to where the other one goes. Take that out. Do the same thing to the other one. Knock it out. Take it out. It goes up like this. Put it in just like that. Put the socket up under it.
So now you're banging the other one?
Yep. Perfect. Now, we gotta go here and put this all back together. So let's get this together and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are now back to where we were before. Alright, next thing we do, now, let's take this little bracket and it hooks up right into there, like that, and goes across there just like that. Now you got your last...
Wait a minute, what's holding that in? Just
the spring.
Oh,
the spring is going to hook it up. Right.
Oh, okay.
So, now this end of the spring goes into the same hole as the little one. Hook it in. Turn it around. Get your needle nose. And you're going to have to hold this, because as you're pulling it front, when you're pulling it this way, there's a good chance this thing is going to move. So you take your hand and hold that in place, bring it forward, and hook it right in place. And that is done. Now, I should have showed you something before we did. Now, if you look way back in there, let me pop it out first. There's a rubber boot back here.
Way back.
Right in here, watch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, take that boot, that cover out. Actually, guys, if I was you, now this is so you can adjust the brakes. Personally, I would leave this out so the brake dust doesn't build so much back here. At least it's got some kind of exit. They should have some kind of cut out at the bottom or something for that. Now, what I'm showing you now, before we do anything, go put the drum back on, is how the brakes are adjusted. Now, you remember I told you, as this wheel turns, it opens these out, and you got to bring them just till they barely touch the drum, because the closer they're in it, the closer they are together. When you go to step on your brake pedal, as you push down, these are coming out. So if they're further away, that brake pedal is going to go all the way down. So you need them to be right there at the drum, not too tight, because if you put them too tight, you're going to cause a fire back here. That's right, these things can overheat and cause a fire, or you're going to go and you're going to try to put it in gear and the wheel is going to be locked up. So it's just barely till it's touching. So I'm going to show you how do we adjust that. And when you adjust it, to keep that thing from turning back in, that's what this arm is for. And let me get my adjusting spoon. Adjusting spoon. Yeah, that's what it's called. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Be right back. All right, guys, this is an adjusting spoon. There's all different kind of bends, and what these do is the point end goes in there. You want me to get a light in there? You can see it? Okay, now what happens? Now, if you try to go one way, see that way, it's not gonna go. That little arm right there is stopping it from spinning. So what you're gonna do, you have to go the other way. You hear it clicking, and you watch that thing moving. See how it's clicking and locking it into place as you're turning it. And as you're turning this wheel, it's opening the brake shoes up. Now that we got that done, what we're gonna do is go over here, get our brake drum. And first thing we're gonna do is clean this up, spray it up a little bit, get all that brake dust out of there, and then we're gonna set it on to our new brakes. Be right back. Alright guys, let's put our drum on. Now sometimes you can put the drum on and it might not go. You can see right now, it's like it won't go on because sometimes, like these things, see how they slide up and down? So you just gotta make sure that it's even and all. This one still won't go on. So what I'm gonna do here, now I know I adjusted this out some, but it really shouldn't have mattered that much. So that shouldn't have mattered. That should have, because I didn't turn it that much. Well, maybe I did. So now I gotta de-adjust it. Now to de-adjust it, remember I couldn't go the other way.
Why wouldn't it still be called adjust? Just out of curiosity.
Fine, you want to call it that, Civi?
Because you're still adjusting.
Okay,
so
fine, we'll adjust it.
The drum will
now, I need to go the other way, but remember that little bracket is stopping me from turning. So what I'm going to do is reach my finger in here, open that up, and bring that all the way in till it actually stops. There we go. Okay, now let's get our drum. The heck? Now, guys, this is a good time. What you want to do here to make sure that drum is set even. Now, usually you're adjusting these with the tires on the car. But it's good when it's off. You just want to bring that in there. There, keep it even. And actually, guys, this is not that bad. Well, sometimes it's turning. So what you want to do here now is now you want to go to adjusting. Now, guys, this part right here is very important because you want to make sure you don't over adjust it. And it sucks because this way you gotta feel for where it's at. But you can, when you get it right, when you put that thing right on that wheel, you can turn it, you can actually hear it clicking. Let's see if we can hear it clicking. So there we go. And what we're gonna do, see how I'm turning this? You want to go till it just drag. I'll go a little bit more. There it is. There it is. That's it, right there. Now, if I go any more, now right now, this drum is not setting on straight with the tire on there. If I go any more I'm going to have a problem. So that's perfect right there. Take the lugs off, and let's get our tire. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Now I'm going to show you how to tighten up a tire. Now I know you're going to be like, why are you showing me how to tighten up a tire? I already know. No, you don't. All right, when you tighten up a tire, you want to tighten up in a cross pattern, because if you don't, because of the rust that build up back there, there's a good chance that you'll tighten it up crooked, which means if you start from right here and work your way around, this side is going to get tight and this side is not going to go all the way flush. So when you're going down the road, the vehicle is going to shake and you'll be wondering why, and you think you did something wrong with the brakes. That's not the case. So what you want to do is first bring this one in just enough, then go right across from it and tighten this one up. Then go back, and now you're going to just keep on going. And this one's missing, but that's good. We'll get another one for that. All right, let's go to the other side and get the other side done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, this side is going to be pretty quick. This is going to be like a refresher course for you from the left side. All right, first thing, brake cleaner. Clean it all up. All right, let's clean this up, and we'll be right back. All right, needle nose. One. Leave the other one alone. The springs. It doesn't matter. You can mix those up if you want. Okay. Next, with the clip. Next, bring out the adjuster. The little spring on the bottom. Bring them past that point. Get that out. This shoe is out. You can see how low that one is. I'm gonna compare that to the new one in a minute. Next thing, go down, turn it around, get your flat screwdriver, get that open enough, then take your regular pliers, bring it back forward. Comes right off. Take the wavy washer, bring that down, take that off, just like that. All right, now we know. Let's go switch this pin around. Be right back. All right, guys, there's a comparison.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Let's put that down. Socket. By the way, I'm using a 18mm socket, but any socket that goes around there will be good. And knock that out. Again, make sure you're using a brass hammer. Knock that out. Goes in the top hole, up like this. Bring that in. Perfect. Okay, let's grab our new brake shoes and let's go back over to the vehicle. Be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, give us a little rag. Wipe that off. Wipe the contact points off. Pin came out. That's okay. Put that back in there. Next thing is the 007 and get our contact points. Be right back. All right, guys, we got the contact points done. Let's get our brake, emergency brake, put it up against our brake shoe, just like that. Get our wavy washer. Get our horseshoe clip. It should just go right on there. Okay. Get our pliers, squeeze together. Done. Bring the brake shoe up. I'm gonna have to get on this side now. Okay. Grab a spring. The retainer. Put that one on. 90 degrees. Forward or backwards, either one, whatever your preference. Alright, that's done. Next thing, the big spring. Remember, on all springs, on all of them, there's going to be a short end and a long end. The long end is going to go towards the back of the vehicle. Alright, so let's hook this up right there. Last one. Let's get our other brake shoe. That hooks up to the front one. Bring it around, and we're gonna bring it in there and hook it up into there. Oops. All right, bring it to the backing plate, pin forward, get our other spring, other retainer, and let's get this on, and we'll be right back. All right, the little spring. Remember, the long end goes towards the back. So this end is going to hook up to this front hole way back there. And then the other one, let's get our needle nose. And it's going to hook up to that one right there. The next thing you want to do is grab your adjuster, bring your adjuster all the way in. Now, if your adjuster don't turn this easy right here, replace it. All right, so we got that in just like that. You got the big end that's going to go hook onto the parking brake shoe, the parking brake lever, and the brake shoe. So you're going to hook that in just like that. It's going to go around both of them. Then you're going to take your hand and bring this out till it gets right in there, into that groove. Line it into place. Great. Perfect. Next thing you want to do is the brake lever, the adjusting lever. Hook it onto there and inside to there, just like that. Next one is this spring right here. Hooks on the outside of here, and this side is going to hook into that little slot right there. And perfect. Try to make sure that's all even around here. Make it easy for the drum to come in. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to make sure we're going to clean up inside the drum, because all this brake dust you don't want inside there. And while we're at it, let's take out this right here. Let's take that out. Let's clean this up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got that done. Let's get our drum on. I think this was the problem. Now, sometimes, guys, it's good to put the vehicle in neutral, but this is okay. All right. Screech back in there. And I think this is the second hardest part, is when we're trying to find that wheel inside there and adjust it right. Now, I notice a lot of guys will adjust the brakes with the tire on. You have to be really good to do that. I mean, I'm good at doing that, because with the tire on there, there's a lot more leverage. So you can spin it a lot more easy. So you might be adjusted perfectly, but because you can spin it easily, the brakes might not be adjusted to your methods. So you're going to have a problem. So you got to be very... Okay, great. That's just dragging. That is perfect. All right, let's get this tire on. Just like I said before, tighten it up crossways, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's try it out. As the shop would say, that's something else. That ain't got nothing to do with what we did. It's the struts.
I was just kidding. There's no squealing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Perfect, guys. No noise, no nothing. But again, it wasn't the brake shoes that was causing the squealing. It was the brake dust. So definitely want to check that out before you take it to a shop and get taken advantage of. All right, we'll be right back.
All right, today we had a 2000 Isuzu Rodeo. This was a 2-wheel drive and a 3.2 engine. And we showed you how to replace your rear brake shoes. If you have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.